You're always in meetings. Your inbox is overflowing. You barely have time to think, let alone strategize. Sound familiar? When leaders are too busy, it's not just them that feels overwhelmed. Their teams feel it too. Decisions get delayed, work slows down, teams are stuck waiting. You get focused on what's urgent, but not necessarily what's important. And long-term strategy takes a back seat. Your team doesn't get the support that they need, morale drops, burnout spreads, and people disengage. When leaders are stuck in the weeds, really everything suffers. When your team lacks clarity, often priorities are shifting constantly. Like there's all these problems, right? And I know you're saying to yourself, yeah, Christy, we know I'm stuck here, but I don't have time to like climb out of that grind. The best leaders, they don't do more. There's not room to do more, right? They have to focus on the right thing. So here are three ideas on how you can start focusing on those right things. Number one, create space to think. Block time on your calendar for strategy, not just for meetings. And when you do it, change up your scenery. Go for a walk. I know it's so easy to block time for thinking and strategy and then never actually do it because you end up firefighting, and that feels what's most important. Here's a trick. Write down what's at stake if you don't take that thinking time to focus on strategy and just reference it anytime you're tempted to skip this week's thinking time. All right, number two, empower your team. If you're making every decision, you are the bottleneck. Keep track of the decisions that you make for a week. All right, and my challenge to you is this: what would it take if you let your teams make half of those calls? Just give it a try. All right, number three, fix the system, not just the symptoms. If you're constantly firefighting, figure out why. The biggest thing that we see clients get wrong is this: they're moving too fast and they're only focused on the symptoms. Why? Because it takes so much time to figure out the root cause, and the fixing those root causes, solving them, they're harder to do. So instead, we pile on lots of band-aids and that only really partially work. Let me give you a quick example. Many of our clients have tons of dependencies between their teams. Solving the symptom leads them down the path of trying to better manage those dependencies. So they put in place more process, more planning, so they can get a better handle on those dependencies. But what they should be doing instead is trying to get rid of the dependencies. So that probably means cross training or bringing in new skills to some of your teams, maybe shifting who's responsible for what. And yes, fixing these things takes longer, but it's the more permanent solution for your organization. That's your job as a leader. It's to be that systems thinker and resolve the root cause problems. So, if this sounds like you, it's time to take a step back, right? Think about what's keeping you stuck. If you want to brainstorm with me, I would love to do that with you. Just say yes in the comments below. I will DM you my calendar link, and let's help you start to stop reacting and start leading. And let's chat. Let's get you feeling like you're in control, like you're focused on the right things, and your teams are excited to be able to move faster, knowing that they have your support.